Yeah, there's a look at the chip counts. 85 for Paque. I'm going with Paque. I've said Paque. I can't make up my mind. I kind of like Paque. We're going to go with that. Sounds strong. 5.125 million chips. Sam.
I mean, you're not getting the right price very likely with ICM effect considerations, but you know, that's one of the worst hands for him to have. I mean, even queens, you're probably actually getting the right price. So
yeah.
It's a tricky spot to navigate.
Interesting start. I mean, again, these are how final tables, you just never know how it's going to play out. It can be separation, big stack, starts leaning, taking off, consolidating the short stacks together, or it can kind of get middly and you know, no one can bust for hours. It's just how it goes. We are 9-handed.
Yeah, I mean, against 10s plus, ace queen plus, he's almost exactly a 2-to-1 dog. He's getting 2.5 to 1 on the chips.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty.
Oh no,
it's pretty close.
3.4.
I mean,
it's
like
also
with
his stack.
ICM,
It's his
with
stack.
ICM, you could maybe argue for a fold to stick around. So super close spot. Patrik, ton of awareness right there about how close it was using the time banks, and fold totally reasonable. You know, if you know, maybe like you give Al 9s or something, it starts to get a, you know, he's starting to push up to 34.5%. You know, but if you take away 9s, if Patrik doesn't think he has ace queen, right, then it starts to be close to probably even break even without ICM. So, you know, obviously in the moment, we could see Al did have ace queen, actually had ace queen off, but yeah, versus like 10s plus ace king, Patrick's a hair, I mean 29.9. So now you're kind of getting to, he should be basically folding it even for chip EV, right? So pretty interesting spot. And my guess is if you're sitting in Patrick's shoes, it's not easy to know exactly what Al's going to be shoving, you know, like, and ace queen was a pretty key hand for Al to have.
This is developing into an interesting spot because Grafton calling with 6s. This is one of the more interesting cards. I mean, I guess, you know, 6-7. How often does he have 6-7 suited? He is on the button, so surely that's a hand with his stack and how this hand, you know, it isn't open though from Patrik. So maybe I don't know if he has how much 6-7 suited. He's gonna go ahead and start telling the story here that he likes the board. Of course, he could have 4s, he could have 5s. He does block 6-7, although Patrick's never opening 6-7 in this situation, suited from +1.
So it went raise call and then Patrik led flop.
It was raise call and then Ponakovs had 7s in the big blind, and then on the flop we were reminiscing about the ace queen hand. I do not have the exact.
I mean, a bet must have gone in on the flop. The pot's pretty big, but. I mean, the thing.
Wow,
Patrik doesn't just check call.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that play. I mean, interesting, so interesting. Just takes it down, just ships it in. And Sam, who's probed in a few pots here, that was.
Yeah, Patrik deciding not to check call, check river, could have maybe given Grafton some rope there. Big Al here, we can see he's chipped up quite a bit. I mean, he's basically doubled up since sitting down without showing down. It's beautiful when that happens. 800 to 1.6. I mean, he has a nice hand, totally reasonable open. The interesting thing about it is his sizing. I mean, he's just gone, I mean, nearly 4x here. So under the gun, 9-handed. So definitely the kind of curious part of it is, you know, given his range under the gun 9, I mean, this definitely is one of the weakest hands he can have. And Patrik probably a little, I mean, very good hand here in the big blind that he's defending. probably also a little curious about what exactly does Al have here. Nearly 4xing under the gun, 9-handed. And if this is a pretty nice flop for Al to continue betting. I don't think ace-3 is going to win at showdown a ton. You know, the king, little-ish type. I mean, he can definitely get some better ace-highs to fold, or even like queen and jack-high type hands, which don't have enough equity.
I mean, they just asked me a few times.
Wow.
Yeah, delayed c-bet. Nice hand by Al. Heel range, so to speak. I mean, it's a strong hand, if that's why he's picking it. When you're 3-betting under the gun, I mean, you're not doing it with total banana hands like king 3 off, right? You're going to see that, you know, 35 blinds, you know, the big blind might do that versus the button, right, who has a much wider range. But, you know, you're not going to see stuff like that versus EP opens. I mean, even we were remarking that last pot that Ponakovs did it with queen deuce suited. I mean, that was a banana, all things considered. Like, usually not a hand you would find a 3-bet there. But so queen jack suited, really reasonable hand to be doing that with. I think Volkmann also decides maybe with his stack, he doesn't really want to flat it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's too short, all the ICM pressure. So let's turn a hand as good as queen jack suited.
Wow.
Into a kind of a 3-bet steal.
And we see Greenwood get out of the way with ace-9 suited, although he feels Ponakovs could be up to no good. Unfortunate for Patrik here, and we see an ace gone. He is going to 3-bet ace, queen off, and Ponakovs.
Yeah.
I mean, this must look like suited aces to Ponakovs, who's been active. He's 4-betting queen deuce suited, and now he gets a real hand.
I mean, this, you know, I don't see Ponakovs doing anything other than going all in.
Yeah.
He does want to deny equity to ace-high hands. It's 2 queens. I mean, you know, it's versus a stack that's just over 20 blinds. This is, I mean, the tough thing for Patrik about 3-betting ace-queen off here is, like, it's a tough spot as well. I mean, a lot of people would actually flat ace-queen off here or jam themselves, rather, because, you know, you 3-bet, then you fold. I mean, Ponakovs can easily be doing this 20 big blind stacks with hands like 10s. I mean, Ponakovs comfortably has more chips than him as well.
The Adamo style to ace-3 hearts stuff, or spots where you just kind of ace-4 suited.
Like, I feel like usually in Patrik's spot here, people choose like, oh hey, ace-5 suited, ace-10 off, ace-jack off, because they're much more comfortable folds.
Right.
Patrik, you know, this is the issue about choosing ace-queen to do that with, is it gets really dicey. I mean, my guess is after passing the king-jack suited, he passes this.
Wow.
It's kind of a similar spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, where, you know, Ponakov's range is pretty strong, and he's a dog, and the price he's getting in this pot actually wasn't as good as the king-jack suited price.
Yeah. And there we see the chip counts stands out, 16, 17, 17 blinds, and Al separating himself a tiny bit there in 6. And look at those juicy, meaty, voluptuous. So we could go a lot of different adjectives here. There is a lot of money in that. Jacob and Co watch only
160.
That's pretty ridiculous. He's had it 3 times. Got it against Patrik. Oh, wow. And now, I mean, he's going to have a customer here. Patrick's not in the business.
Yep.
He's not laying this one down.
Patrick's all in, and Ponakovs is calling. I mean, the only thing that would make this different, I mean, there's 3 hands here. It'd be a pretty strong, yeah. Oh, but both queens are out in those hands, so Ponakovs won't be flopping a set, and Antonius won't make Broadway.
Ace, king, queens.
2 times in a row.
Classic. That percentage is 56-43, but a little less probably with the queens gone. So Patrik, if he is able to secure an ace or a king, does cover the club for a 4 flush.
Oh wait, hold on. Let's
versus when I raised. Shit.
Orban a bit surprised he folded the queens.
Patrik gonna need help here. Club would make it sweaty, although there is 1 club in Ponakov's hand. Some sweaty cards. Oh, Mr. Antonius, and as we know it, that's gonna do it. You don't want to know. All of them.
Yeah, no outs. Says 5%, but it's 0.
Please never say that one.
And Patrick gonna get up to 2.4 million.
You got to go.
Wow, pretty big turnaround for Ponakovs there. I mean, he makes it $1 million on the last hand. He just takes that down, right?
Yeah.
I mean, no one's continuing, and
Ponakovs. This has been a fun final table. I gotta say, like, it's just, there's been some interesting hands. There's such a cast of characters and so much creativity. This has been a very exciting start, and we're still 8-handed,
Yeah.
Ras. This is not a.
it hasn't been nitty. Guys have taken some shots. And yeah, let's look to see. I would imagine Paque is going to adjust a little bit here. Might not come as hard. I'm sure that's a very welcome sight for Hecklin, who has, I mean, without dragging a single chip, he's lost half his chips. And yeah, this is, listen, for 17 blinds versus the cutoff, this is a pretty reasonable jam. And definitely Hecklin probably super happy to get a spot like this where he could just pick up chips. He's not happy that Patrick isn't releasing his hand. Tough call for Patrick here, because it's maybe if Patrick had like 4 million, but yeah, for almost all his chips, definitely some ICM effects there on calling. And so Ponakovs just was talking to him about Grafton folding 10s, it sounds like, on the hand where he had the queen deuce suited.
It's the hair, bro. It's the hair. It's like, when Hecklin's just something about it. Jaw is the man.
Maybe she's trying to give you a hint.
Yeah, mate, don't me. If I could have pulled this off, you don't think I'd be doing it? I mean, it's not a choice, bro. This is the best they can do. I go into the hairdresser, they're like, there's not much we can show back and sides. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Antonius with another playable hand, decides to take it up. And I mean, look, Orpin, it's not necessarily a coincidence. Look at, he's got some newfound chips, Ras, and he does open up his game. Queen eight suited. And ow. On the.
And Antonius, some respect there, not jamming on him with the ace-jack off. Definitely a hand you could jam for 18 big blinds. But Orpin's been playing so tight pre-flop that he's able to get this one through. So he made a strategy adjustment here, and Antonius not aware of it yet. And he's going to outflop the ace-jack and the king-9 suited with, you know, slightly the worst hand there pre-flop. Not by a lot. He's not dominated. Could have been. And, you know, none of these guys have a spade. Not the easiest continue for them. I mean, Orpin, yeah, it's hard to put anyone on a deuce, right? Like, Al's the only one who really has deuces. Antonius never does. Orpin with an interesting decision to check. I mean, he's got the range advantage on that board a bit. I mean, well, here's the thing. Antonius is flat. Like, he's going to have aces some there, right? Like, flatting off of 18 blinds. So maybe Orpin a little worried about that. I got caught by one of those yesterday on day 2. I think Brewer got me. Flatted the aces off of like 21 blinds or something. And
yeah, safe card for the 8 there.
yeah, great card for Orpin. I mean, got to feel good about your hand at this point. And Patrick asking himself some questions here. Is my ace-jack good? I mean, Orpin checked the flop. This is a bigger bet. Kind of isn't a bet that to me strikes of ace-king or ace-queen. Like, is this queen or king high or jack high trying to win this pot? And, you know, Antonius says, yes, that's what it is. And another just beautiful card under the 8 for Orpin here. You know, he could, I think, get value for his hand. It's hard to give Antonius like 9s, 10s, jacks, queens, even kings. Like, those hands all probably shove. Like, if he's losing to aces, maybe ace-8 suited. Maybe Antonius has ace-8 suited as well, but, you know, you're kind of blocking ace-8 suited combos. I feel like a blockish type bet from Orpin here makes a lot of sense to me. Would be nice to get value from your 8s up. I mean, I guess Antonius could also have made, I don't know, I mean, flatting 3s or 4s off of 18 blinds is pretty dicey. Antonius might do it, but he might not. So, I mean, it's, oh, wow. Okay, so not even a block. He just decides, let's really go for it. And Antonius might look this up. I mean, Orpin just has figured that I have the best hand here a lot. Maybe Antonius is going to look me up with a weaker hand. Like if he didn't jam 7s or 6s pre. Loving not getting snap called there. Once you don't get called pretty quickly, a lot of relief. You know that Queen 8 is good.
Except for the fact that winning the Triton 100K in Rosvedov in 2019 was his overall favorite poker memory, but playing in the £1 million buy-in in London was actually his favorite Triton memory.
Yeah, that was a special tournament. I mean, that's the biggest tournament that's been played, right? £1 million.
Yep.
So
it's a little bit smaller at today's conversion rates than it
still
was
bigger,
back then, but yeah.
It's still bigger than $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anything's been more than $1 million, right? Or $1 million.
Well, I guess the one drop is 1.1 technically.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's true.
250K to go from Kevin Paque with the ace-10. He's got Antonius in a bad way. Patrik with very playable jack-10 out of the big.
And also, this has been 8-handed for a while. I mean, Sam Greenwood went out relatively quickly in 9th, and I mean, these guys have been playing 8-handed for most of the entire. I mean, that happened early after not too many hands, and then the rest of the time I was in here with Jeff, it's just been 8. So
Patrik defends, flops the gut shot, 2 diamonds, working for Paque along with position. Action checked over to him.
I think the blinds have doubled during that time. I feel like maybe it was 30, 60K. So I think it went to 80, 100, now 125 since it's been 8. And yeah, this is an interesting board. I mean, Paque in position. He's got that ace of diamonds working for him. A nice card, as well as the fact that kind of king high raggedy board is going to favor him a bit. You know, he's going to have the king 10s, king jacks, king queens, ace king, you know, pairs. So the big blind, some weaker, more weak type hands such as 6s, maybe more 6s than Paque. Definitely a lot of flush draws in the big blind defending range. And that's an interesting card.
Yeah, both players are going to pick up this flush draw after Antonius check called the 150K C-bet. Almost $1 million in the middle as Patrik checks once more.
And I mean, looking at that 675K stack, Paque might feel pretty good of just putting Antonius to the test here. Basically it's a 2/3 stack to pot ratio, pretty comfortable bluff. He's really going to want to put 6s and 9s in the blender here.
And he's never drawing dead.
And I don't mean 2 pair 6s and 9s. I mean a pair of 6s or a pair of 9s. Yeah, never drawing dead. I mean, versus, let's say a 9, you think a 9 calls you some. I mean, you still have an ace, a 10, and a diamond. And same thing versus a 6. A little harder to call with a 6. Yeah, Antonius with jack high is going to have to fold. He would have had an interesting hand to have bluffed himself, but
and sure enough, Patrik is being asked for all of it, and this is a big commitment to make with the non-nutted diamond and just jack high. Obviously, can't make the call and can't feel good about it, as that leaves him even shorter here, 8-handed.
Kind of memo. It's like pre-flop, he's a little bit cautious, but post-flop, that man gets after it.
How much is it?
Makes a bit of sense because, I mean, Big Al's got big experience in cash games. playing very big cash games. Does play the tournaments. Obviously played some of the huge buy-in ones, but not like a tournament reg. Not playing a lot of tournaments. So definitely more cash game experience. And you tend to find cash game players more comfortable post-flop than pre-flop in a lot of spots. But
here we see Antonius raising to just about his entire stack with ace-7 suited. Volkmann in the cutoff has flatted with 2 8s. And now the decision is to Hecklin on the button, who's got that newfound 2.9 million in front of him, which is currently good for 5th in chips.
yeah, and he's thinking, can I get Volkmann to fold some hands?
25.
King, queen off, go for it here. Pretty dicey. I mean, so this is just a random comment, but we saw like an 8 folded, a bunch of low cards folded, no king or queen. I mean, there's a good chance he's going to end up winning this based on the card removal, but he's out, so not relevant other than fantasy poker.
And let's see what happens. An ace in the window, a lovely development for Patrik. However, Volkmann for an extra 25,000 cannot fold with second pair effective and the diamond draws. So it will be several outs for Bruno Volkmann. The 9 diamonds and the 2 8s. A lot for Patrik Antonius to fade here.
Actually,
And perhaps even more for me, Brian.
it's interesting that Patrik bet that 25K, because I think actually maybe one of the points of that is to just save it and just, right? Because you get that amazing spot where you put in the 25K to win the 125K antes. So you're getting, plus the small blind, big blind, and anyone else that plays. So you're getting like 8 or 9 to 1 on it. So usually in that spot, I think you just save it. And if 10 big blind shove here from the cutoff, don't think there's anything else to do.
Sure enough, in it goes. Ace-10 off suit for Patrik and disaster behind him. Big Al Dicarolis has him covered and comes over the top. Patrik did hold back 25K, but we know where the rest is going, as neither blind will be making this call. And just a cold, cold spot for the Finn.
Patrik can't love that timing either. I mean, Al looked at his cards and like insta went all in.
Yeah, yeah. You know it's bad. Best case scenario, maybe you've got 1 over.
Or like the 9s, maybe.
I don't know. The 9s feels ambitious, doesn't it?
For the snap
The
shove?
speed, yeah. 2.8 million chip pot. With all of Patrik Antonius's hopes and dreams of taking down his 100K main laced between the chips. King Jack 5 yields some hope, as he has a gut shot Broadway draw. 4 outs twice.
No club.
Oh my goodness, the queen of spades rolling right off, and you wouldn't know it from the look on either of these players' faces.
Nope.
Dicarolis only drawing to a chop now.
Both of them very stoic. Excuse me.
And the ace-10 gets there, much to the dismay of all others who were hoping that the pay jump would be realized. And a peek at the chip counts, which have diluted further with the blinds, up to 75 and 150,000. Every orbit costing 375K here, 8-handed.
You know I love it when you run those solvers. All in.
Ace-10 for Alex Ponakovs. 4.25 million, and it was a pretty quick shove out of the small from Patrik, who's got 2 7s. 6th place in chips, 13 bigs to start the pot.
And here we go, Antonius all in once again.
He's on his second of perhaps 9 lives, given that ace-10 against ace-king confrontation. Outlasted Big Al, has outlasted Bruno Volkmann, courtesy of that suck-out.
Maybe you just can't beat Antonius in a pot where someone has ace-10 all in. Let's see if that holds.
Oh, 10-8-4, and while Patrick's disappointed,
You need to fade
so
the turn,
am
by
I.
the way. This is the biggest sweat.
And you know exactly why.
This is the big one.
As I got to get
Seven
back
of-
on
seven of clubs is
Booking.com and try to
common
find a
card.
reasonably priced hotel for next weekend's Formula One.
The turn fade big because there's a lot of cards that give Antonius straight draws, right? Like 9, 6, 5. I'll give him double gutters or open-ended. But the deuce, a total brick. So now it's a 7 and 7 only.
2 outs, 1s for Patrick.
GG, Patrick.
And the board
playing
pairs
with you, mate.
as Alex Ponakovs breaks the heart of both the Finn and yours truly in the booth
Yeah,
all
tough
at
day,
once.
tough day.
And people just flying out of this now. 7, 6, function of the blinds being so short.
Does seem like the dam has broken.